Hey, what's up, guys? So I wanted to kind of talk to you about Smith Transport, why I switched from Heartland, and what the benefits are like and everything like that. So, I started out on the Walmart fleet, which is 65 cents per mile on the weekdays and 70 cents per mile on the weekends. And that's 21 on, 7 off if you don't live in the area. And it's pretty decent. They let you park at the Walmart distribution center where they've got showers, they've got outdoor Wi-Fi, and there's sometimes you got to fight for parking, but there's generally, most of the time, there's parking. And then you're just delivering to Walmart stores and you don't have to unload. You also get $15 a stop after the first stop, detention after 2 hours on that account, and so it's pretty decent. I know right now it's a little bit in flux for a few reasons that I'm not going to get into. So if you go there, just remember that it's kind of having a rough time right now. Over the road, I make 65 cents per mile. That's the alternative bi-weekly fleet, which is every other week, 2 days during the week home time. They also pay layover, detention after 1 hour at, I believe it's $16 an hour. The insurance is pretty damn good. So even if you take like the max everything, long-term disability, short-term, the max life insurance, all of that for a single driver that doesn't smoke, you're looking at a maximum of $90 a week. Now, mine, when I had the top health insurance and I kind of got some good plans, I was paying $72. I recently, just at the beginning of the year, lowered my insurance rates, so now I'm paying more like $65 a week. And that's really good health insurance. They have $50,000 of free life insurance and AD&D with up to $100,000 and no exam needed. There's accident, critical illness, and hospitalization insurance, which is kind of like Aflac, if you know what that is. There's a new 401k that's just getting started, where they're combining all the 401ks into one group, is what I was told. So that's going to be starting being offered now at Smith, where used to be you had to be here for a year to get a 401k, but not anymore. So almost all of our trucks are 2023 or newer. They're 90% Peterbilt, and of that, there's probably, they have like 700 trucks, and there's maybe roughly somewhere between 50 and 100 long noses. And of that, maybe 10% of those are manuals. So don't expect to come in here and demand a long nose manual, or you're going to leave, because they'll show you the door. They're not going to guarantee you a truck. You could get a 2023 bubble nose Peterbilt automatic with 300,000 miles on it, and you could have 20 years driving. So don't. Trucking is trucking. It's not that deep. Don't be a dick about it. They do, however, put you on a list. If you want a specific truck, they'll put you on a list for one. And when one becomes available, if you're the first person on the list, they'll call you and offer it to you. So Smith is pretty good about stuff like that. Now, I personally chose a bubble nose because I had a long nose last year when I was here, and I did not like it. It's a pain in the ass to turn around, and why deal with it if you don't have to? So the majority of those, I believe all of the long noses are going to have Cummins. The ones that are manuals, I believe, are 9 speeds. And the ones that are automatic, I believe, are 13-speed automatics. They're going away. They're not buying any new ones. And the ones that they do have are pretty much spoken for. So it's, even if you do get one, you're not going to have it for very much longer, because they're going away. And Smith keeps new trucks. Smith trades their trucks in every 3 years. So don't don't come here hoping for the world, you know? At least on that department. Now, their trucks are really nicely spec'd. Even still, after Heartland came in, they changed a few things. Like, they don't have the body painted side skirts anymore. They don't have the air ride passenger seat, and they don't have the top bunk anymore. They do have extra storage where the top bunk used to be, and the passenger seat is now actually looks a little bit more comfortable than the driver's seat. It's full leather. So, and then there's storage underneath the passenger seat too now, which is also kind of helpful. They don't have any more APUs. They got rid of the APUs. The trucks that do have them are going bye-bye quick, which again would include the long noses. And if the APUs break, they're not fixing them unless it's something super simple. They'll just turn the truck on to idle. Now, what they've moved to is these OptiIdle, auto start, auto stop shit. And I actually like it a lot better than the APUs that Smith had, because Smith did not have the Thermo King or the Carrier APUs, which I really enjoy. They had like a more obscure brand that was called Go Green APU, and it broke a lot. They had a lot of issues. When it worked great. When it didn't work, it was a pain in the ass. And they only allowed our own shops to work on them, so it was an issue getting serviced. This works really, really well, honestly. I enjoy it. So it's really simple to operate, and I actually kind of prefer it. Smith's trucks are coming with dualies now. So no longer are we getting our new trucks with super singles. Now, a lot of our Smith trailers still have super singles. Some have dualies. But as far as I'm aware, what I was told is every new piece of equipment we get is coming with dualies, because it makes it easier to change tires interoperably between companies. Smith trucks go 65 on the pedal, 68 on the cruise. And we have a non-driver facing camera. So our cameras only look out at the road. They're not AI. They only go off when an event happens. So if you hit the brakes too hard, you take a turn too hard. I think it's also tied into the ABS, so if you start sliding in snow, it'll go off. Now, they also have some specific like stop signs and some roads that are GPS tagged, where they've had a lot of issues, where if you don't stop at this stop sign, or you don't yield here, or pull off into the truck brake check, the camera will go off, and then you'll get a call from safety. But that's because they get a lot of tickets in those places. So if you're doing what you're supposed to do, really, it's not going to be an issue. And they don't stream that shit. They don't watch it. Trust me, they're not bothering you unless it's important. We run the Qualcomm E-Logs, or OmniTrax, whatever you want to call it. And as far as I was told, they're looking at going away from those in the next 2 years or so. They're looking at Samsara or Isaac tablets. They pay $500 for orientation, $250 that first week when you finish, and then $250 the following Monday, and it goes on your fuel card. And there's an app you can download to transfer that straight to your bank account, or you can get it off at an ATM. Either way, they'll even let you write an EFS check. But you know, if you're cashing an EFS check, you better be getting fuel, or they're going to charge you a fee at the truck stop, and that's nothing that Smith can fix. We use EFS fuel cards, and we do have assigned fuel stops. However, you can get fuel at all Heartland, Millis, and CFI terminals. They do not like you getting fuel at the Roaring Springs Smith terminal, because I believe that's very expensive fuel for them to get. So they prefer that you only pump 50 gallons if it's an emergency. They do like you to get DEF at any place that you can that's a company property. So most of the Heartland terminals will have DEF in their inspection lanes, and the Smith terminals have these big DEF pumps just sitting around. There's one in Roaring Springs. There's one at the warehouse in Bedford. I believe there's one at the warehouse in Vale, or Tyrone, however you want to say it. So there's that. All of our trucks are black with color matched black trailers, unless you're running Walmart and then you're pulling a Walmart trailer. But yeah, all the trucks come with inverters. I believe they're 2,000 or maybe 2,500 watt inverters. Yeah, I mean, the trucks are nice, guys. The freight is picking back up. So, like, over the course of these 3 days, I've done 1,400 miles so far this week, this pay week. They recently changed their pay week cutoff date from Thursday at midnight to Friday at midnight now, which is fine. I mean, it makes it easier anyway. So I'm enjoying it here. I think because I've worked here on and off over the last 6 years quite a few times, and the people are great here at Smith. There's so little stress, and it's having dispatchers and management team that don't fucking micromanage you and stress you out makes the job so much easier. As long as you get to where you're going on time and you go to the places they want you to go to for fuel, they don't give a fuck what you do. So it's really nice in that way. And they're very driver centric in that I've had in the past a lot of, like, let's say family issues, or I needed to get home right now, and they got me home as quick as they could, even though they didn't have to. There was one time they rented me a car to get me home, let me leave the truck at the terminal. So Smith's driver team, especially, I want to say David Gack. They call him the Gack. He's a great guy. Maybe not David. I don't know his first name. Brian Gack. He's a great guy. He'll take care of you. I know he used to be the driver relations person. I think there might be a different guy doing it now. But Brian is still like head of operations or something along those lines. So he can get shit done for you if you need to get it done. I'll give you guys a truck tour in another video. But this has just been like a brief overview of Smith and what they pay, and got my little Smith hoodie on. I've had this for a few years. What you could expect for orientation is going to be, I believe, about 2.5 or 3 days. You show up Monday night, checked into the hotel. They changed hotels, which is nice. At least in the last few years, they've changed hotels. You check in. A lot of times they'll rent you a car to get there. And then you have orientation Tuesday and Wednesday. And then Thursday morning, they'll actually have a guy come to the hotel with a fucking empty semi, and you load all your shit up in the fucking empty dry van, and they'll haul that shit over to the terminal for you. That way we're not, packing a fucking van full of all our shit. And then about 10, 11 a.m. on Thursday, they'll feed you all again, and they will give truck assignments. About half the class usually is going to go to either Atlanta or Columbus or Tennessee to get a truck. And they'll either, for Atlanta, the orientation instructor will drive everybody down there, and for the other terminals, they'll give you guys a rental car and you'll team drive over there. Then they'll get you a hotel for that night, and then the next morning you go get your trucks. It's really, really simple. A lot of the trucks here are new, and I don't think they still do an escrow. I know they used to. But I will say that they do really pay attention to the trucks. So if you damage a truck even a little bit, they're going to find out. And if you don't tell them that it happened when it happens, there's a good chance it's going to come out of your paycheck. And they will do that. So please don't fuck up a truck and try to hide it, because they're going to find out. The Smith shops are pretty good. The freight is picking back up quite a bit right now. So that's doing pretty damn good. But don't come to Smith and expect, 1,000-mile runs. They have 1 or 2 of those, maybe. So you might get 1 or 2 of those in a year. But most of the loads you're going to have are going to be 400 or 500-mile runs. You're going to be doing a new load every day. And that's fine, because miles are miles and they add up. You might get a 460-mile loaded mile with 180 empty miles. Don't complain about it, because it's good miles. And I want to say probably somewhere between 50 to 65% of the freight's drop and hook. Smith's trailers do tend to be on the older side, but they take care of their trailers really well. So, like, I'm pulling a 2015 trailer right now that looks like it's only 2 or 3 years old. So, try not to beat up the equipment. But Smith is a great company. I believe you have to have at least 6 months to work here. It used to be a year, 2 years, but I believe they've lowered that recently. Give orientation a call, or give the recruiter a call, guys. See what they can offer you, because they've got different accounts in different areas. I believe they hire as far west as Appleton, Wisconsin. So you're gonna make a beeline down from Illinois, really, and east of that is your running area for the most part. They don't really go to Florida anymore. They don't really go to Mississippi or Louisiana. They go to Alabama a little. They go to Mississippi a little. I don't really think they go to Louisiana at all. So a lot of your freight's going to be right there in kind of the eastern Midwest, the upper Southeast, and then the Northeast. And it's good miles. It's not a big deal. 65 cents a mile, you can't really beat that in the industry right now. There's maybe a handful of places that pay that much, and I know of, off the top of my head, I only know 2 companies in the entire country that pay more than that for anything. So 65 cents per mile is fucking top class pay, guys. And it's not, it's 55, but you 10 cent per diem. It's not, it's 57, but with this much safety bonus. No, it's just straight 65 cents per mile. There's no safety bonus, no fuel bonus, none of that bullshit. And the per diem is straight cash. You get $80 per day per diem. If you're more than 50 miles from your home zip code and you certify your logs, you get per diem for that day. That's how that works. Now, you can opt out of it, but that's up to you. I think per diem is a great thing to have. So, I mean, if you're running 7 days a week, dude, you're like $500 a week of non-taxable income. It's amazing. So there's that. They do direct deposit, and the paychecks come every Friday. So I think that you guys really ought to consider giving Smith Transport a try. Call the recruiter, talk to him, see what's going on. It's one of the best companies with the nicest equipment, and honestly, really, with the most amazing people. And you guys are really gonna like Mike in orientation. Mike, he's a funny character. So my truck number is 3768, and my driver code is MCPHM. If you guys use me as a referral and drop a comment under this video, I will split the referral bonus with you as it comes in. Let me know if you do that. Let me know if you got any questions. Have a good day, guys.